As if the Golden State Warriors weren't already good enough, it appears they're about to get a lot better now that they've added Kevin Durant to their already formidable roster. Today we take a look at the 2016-17 Golden State Warriors and what you can expect from them now that KD is on their roster. Now, basketball fans had July 1st, 2016 highlighted on their calendars for quite some time, knowing it marked the first moment when Oklahoma City Thunder superstar Kevin Durant would likely hit the free agent market for the first time in his NBA career. And leading up to that date, there were plenty of rumors swirling around regarding the future of Durant. Some believed he would head home to Washington to help the Wizards, while others saw him possibly heading to La La Land to join the Lakers. But then during the 2015-16 season, it was reported that KD was actually leaning towards the Golden State Warriors. At the time, it seemed crazy. The Warriors were in the midst of their record-breaking 73-win season and already had superstars Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala on their roster. Adding Durant seemed nearly impossible without sacrificing at least a few of those big names. But on July 4th, 2016, the nightmares of 29 other NBA teams came true when KD decided to leave Oklahoma City and head west to Golden State to become a Warrior. Even more surprising was the fact that the Warriors didn't have to sacrifice any of their superstars to make it happen. And that means that the team heads into the 2016-17 season with a starting lineup of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in the backcourt, with Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green out front. That is scary. And bookmakers seem to agree, placing the Warriors as the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship at less than even money. As for their win total, Vegas has set it somewhere around 68.5. As far as NBA super teams go, this may be one of the most impressive squads ever assembled. Even Adam Silver isn't crazy about having so much firepower on a single team. But as we've seen in the past, and as JJ Redick was quick to point out, these super teams don't always work out as you'd expect. It was believed that LeBron James would win countless championships when he joined Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. But that big three came up short in their first season together, losing in the 2011 NBA Finals to the Dallas Mavericks. And they only managed to come away with 2 titles in their 4 years together. Now don't get me wrong, 2 championships in 4 seasons isn't shabby at all. But it does prove that even the most talented, loaded rosters don't always win, which brings us to the 2016-17 Golden State Warriors. Coming off a season in which they won 73 of their 82 contests, are the Warriors destined for greatness now that Durant is on their roster? Will all of that talent simply dominate the entire NBA from start to finish? Or will these new-look Warriors fail to gel in time to bring KD his first NBA title? That's what we're about to answer as we take a look at the 2016-17 NBA season and how it'll shape up now that Durant is in Golden State. For starters, we've updated the rosters of all 30 NBA teams, following a wild 2 weeks of free agency that saw a lot of big names change places. As for the Warriors squad, in addition to adding Kevin Durant, they've also acquired the likes of veterans David West and Zaza Pachulia to round out their star-studded roster. So how does the team manage with all these new-look acquisitions? Not surprisingly, it takes the 2016-17 new-look Warriors time to gel. What is surprising, however, is that their lack of chemistry early on ends up costing them 4 of the first 10 games of the season, leaving them a disappointing 6-4 midway through November. But from that point on, the team's talent really begins to take over. The Warriors go undefeated over the next month and a half, winning 20 straight while averaging a ridiculous 123.85 points a game. As for Durant's highly anticipated return to Oklahoma City, the former Thunder star doesn't allow the boos to bother him as he contributes a solid 26 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds. But the contest eventually turns into the Steph Curry show, with the chef serving up 25 of his game-high 36 points in the second half, leading the Warriors to a 115-92 victory in front of an unimpressed OKC crowd. KD's Warriors end up taking 3 of their 4 games against his former club, with the Thunder's lone win coming during a mid-season visit to Golden State. The rest of the Warriors' regular season goes pretty much as expected, with the team winning their final 22 games to finish the season with a 71-11 record, a good enough for first place in the entire NBA. They failed to surpass their NBA record 73 wins from a season ago, but they still managed to exceed the bookmakers' projected total of 68.5 victories. As far as individual performances go, KD finishes the season with a league-leading 27.7 points per game to go along with 8.9 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.6 blocks, and 1.3 steals, earning him league MVP honors for the second time in his career.
You're the real MVP.
KD also makes his way onto the All-NBA first team alongside fellow superstars Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James. As for Durant's teammate, Steph Curry, he finishes second in the NBA scoring with 27.5 points per contest, while Klay Thompson's 23.8 points are good enough for 7th in the entire association. Now that the regular season is over, it's time for Kevin Durant to shift his focus to the main reason he joined the Warriors in the first place, to win a championship. And with tons of momentum heading into the postseason, the Warriors continue to dominate the opposition, cruising through their first-round opponents, the 8th-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves, in just 5 games. KD puts his exclamation mark on the series with a 35-point performance during a series-clinching victory in Game 5, setting up a second-round matchup against one of the teams Durant was rumored to have considered to join during the 2016 free agency, the 5th-seeded Los Angeles Clippers. And much like their previous postseason opponent, the Clippers also proved to be no match for the Warriors. Sure, CP3 and company are able to avoid the sweep with the win at the Staples Center in Game 4, but the Splash Brothers combined for 62 points at Oracle Arena just a few nights later, leading the Warriors to a 120-108 victory that sends them into the Western Conference Finals. There they face a tough Memphis Grizzlies squad that has flourished during the playoffs after finishing the regular season in 7th place in the West. Unfortunately for the Grizz, their Cinderella run comes to an abrupt end as the Warriors beat them by an average of 23.5 points during the 4-game sweep. With that win, Golden State heads back to the NBA Finals for the 3rd consecutive season, and for the 3rd straight time, they'll take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So what kind of impact does KD have on the Warriors' latest NBA Finals appearance? Is his addition enough to make Golden State get revenge on the Cavs? Well, things start out well for the Warriors, as Durant's 42 points in front of a raucous home crowd gives them a 137-116 victory and a 1-0 series lead. And Steph Curry's triple-double during a convincing 118-78 win the following game helps them increase that lead to 2-0. As the series shifts back to Cleveland for Game 3, Curry picks right up where he left off following his Game 2 triple-double by scoring 34 points during a 124-118 road win, leaving the Warriors just one victory away from another championship. With their backs against the wall, things do not look good for Cleveland early on in a do-or-die Game 4 at Quicken Loans Arena. LeBron and company find themselves trailing by 4 after the first quarter and by 6 at half. But with Curry struggling with turnover issues in the second half, the Cavs are able to take complete control of the game, emerging with a lopsided 138-98 victory on the back of Kyrie Irving's 54-point performance. That win keeps the Cavs season alive for at least one more game, but Curry and company appear to be focused heading into Game 5 at Oracle Arena as they look to avoid having Cleveland mount another historic comeback. The prospects of a championship celebration in front of their home crowd looks good from the start, with the Warriors jumping out to a 35-26 lead after the opening 12 minutes of action. And by the time the halftime buzzer sounds, they hold a comfortable 65-47 lead over an outmatched Cleveland squad. With the Cavs looking demoralized and uninterested at that point, the Warriors choose not to take any chances, keeping their foot on the gas as they clinch their second NBA title, winning Game 5 by the score of 117-82. Draymond Green was a monster on the inside during the Warriors' title-clinching victory, racking up an insane 19 boards to go along with 24 points. But it's Kevin Durant's 34 points that once again lead the way for Golden State. That performance to close out the series helps give KD Finals MVP to go along with his first NBA championship of his career. It's just the type of ending that many probably expect during the 2016-17 NBA season to deliver. But is it indicative of how things will actually turn out with Kevin Durant now that he's on the Warriors? I guess we'll have to wait and see how the upcoming season plays out before we have a definite answer to that question. Are there any other scenarios from the NBA or any other sports that you'd like to see played out? Feel free to leave your comments and suggestions in the comments section below. We'll try to feature as many of your ideas as possible. And if you enjoyed this video, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And subscribing if you're new is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single week. As always, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.